Hi friends, today we're going to do something a little different. I've had some requests lately asking about how is velocity affected if you shoot it through a gun with ports. We've been known to shoot guns with ports here. I haven't always talked about the velocity, and so I think I know the answer already, but let's do some basic experimenting right here in front of you, and then let's both learn at the same time. So I have what I would consider sort of a representation of from the bottom to the top. So here we have 38 special 148 grain hollow base wad cutter. Here's 38 special 125 grain jacketed hollow point plus P, so pretty hot 38 special load. And then a Federal Premium 357 Magnum. It's a 140 grain Barnes expander, which I've shot before, and it's pretty stout load. So what we're going to do is shoot these through two guns, and let me grab the guns and show them to you. Okay, what we have here is basically match set. It's kind of, Smith & Wesson 640s, 357 Magnum, stainless one, a hard chromed one. This one here is a custom by Mark Morganti, and it has his, fancy hybrid ports that he does. This one is dead stock from Smith & Wesson with no ports. The only difference is it's got the high score grip light on it, which is pretty cool because you hold it like this and it gives you a light on a J-frame, which I really like. So we'll load these guns up and then let's walk through the test and see what we learn. So we have the non-ported gun. It's 148 grain hollow base wad cutter, the real mild target load. And let's see what happens. Looks like 661. I shot several rounds and they were all hovering in that general area. So let's change guns. So we have the same load, the 148 grain hollow base wad cutter with Mark Morganti's ported gun. Let's see what happens. 636. I actually shot a few of these just to sort of verify it, and they were all in that 630 to high 630s range. So it looks like we lost a little bit of velocity. I had to move the chronograph away a little bit. I was getting some false readings because of muzzle blast. So this is the 125 38 special plus P from Black Hills non-ported gun. Let's see what happens. 822. I shot 2 or 3 more and they were all around that 820 to 840, right about in there, which is not unusual. Okay, same load, 125 38 special jacketed hollow point plus P. This is the Morganti ported gun. Let's see what happens. 830. I don't know. That's about what I was getting before, give or take a little bit, 830, 835. It certainly has a little, like a sharper crack, and maybe you could see a little bit of fire come out. And so I think that's actually the biggest situation with ports, is that you do get that muzzle flash that comes out the top, but it certainly helps to keep the muzzle flat. All right, let's get to the big guys. Okay, now we have that nasty 140 Federal 357 hollow point load. I've fired these before in these little guns, and this is not fun. So I'm making this sacrifice for us. All right, let's see what happens. I've got 1180 there, and it's like, damn, why would anyone want to do that? All right, let's see what happens with the ported gun. Same load, 140 Federal 357 Magnum. Now this is the Morganti ported gun. Let's see what happens. Watch for the flame come out of the ports, if you can see it. Let's see here. I don't know if you saw any flame or not, but 1151, give or take a little bit. So let's figure out if we learned anything. Well, I'll be the first to admit this was hardly scientific, but it does mirror what I have found to be the case in past tests like this. The longer the barrel may have a little more effect, with ports delivering slightly less velocity overall, but the shorter barrel guns really don't seem to have that much. And the difference between 20 feet per second or something like that is nothing. Your target would never know the difference. So we saw some consistency, I think, here, and that is that there was nothing consistent. which is kind of that twilight zone you get into when you do this kind of a thing. I'm sure that we could craft a test that would show clearly that the ported gun lost velocity, you know, if we found the right kind of powder that was burning at a certain rate and all that kind of stuff. But I think overall, just buy the gun you like. And if you like ports because it helps to flatten muzzle flip, well, then good. They certainly can help with felt recoil. The downside, at least to me, is the really loud muzzle blast. And if you let fly with one of these 357s inside of a closed room on its own, that's bad. If you do the same thing with a ported gun, it's really bad. So, all right, you have to make all those decisions. So thanks for tuning in. Please make some comments. If you want to see something different, I'll be happy to look into that. We have the ammo, we have the place, we have the chronograph. Let's put them to use. Click the like button, watch for some other videos if you like this, and remember the 4 firearm safety rules, okay?